like to, ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, I would like to thank you, thank the organizers for giving me the opportunity to open this symposium on law and big data. The collaboration you have established among your organizations, the presence of a large public today, and the use of English as the official language for our discussion to honor our guests from abroad, all that demonstrates how eager we are to develop a transnational dialogue, consolidate friendship, discuss arguments, and open new horizons to enforce study of law. But it demonstrates also how global has become the study of law today, especially facing the digital evolution. The question of how information analytics will change the law will certainly lead to very promising and accurate discussions that go beyond the very popular theme of big data. Information and law do have, of course, a long story together, but probably the new process of computing the law at the digital age is probably re-engineering this relation and is doing in a sense that will radically modify the nature and face of law as well as social use of the law and this study. But first, what are we talking about? What is this big data that can probably change the perception of the law? Big data, also called les mégadonnées in French, is the term used to describe the exponential growth of available information or data, whether they are structured or not. With the expansion of the World Wide Web and the recent development of the Internet of Things, the volumes of data produced every day that can be analyzed are indeed constantly and exponentially growing. Companies and governments are fully aware of the considerable value of the data, especially when it comes to crossing their own data with the one of the other in order to offer new services to their clients or citizens. New techniques have been developed year after year, based mainly on the use of the so-called massive parallelism in artificial intelligence, a computer-based system that processes a large number of calculations with a large number of machines disseminated in the different data centers. These techniques have now become popular using the term big data, combining statistic methods with the processing of large volumes of data. As early 2001, analyst Doug Lenach spelled out the classic definition of big data being a combination of 3 V's, known as the 3 V's of big data: volume, velocity, and variety. The first V, for volume, emphasizes the challenge posed by the number of information considered. The second one, for velocity, indicates that data now comes at considerable speeds, needing frequent updates and high-frequency processing as well known in the financial sector to support and analyze trading activities. The third V points out that the data are very often to be of a large variety, from highly structured data typically coming from corporate or administrative databases, to much less structured data such as blogs, emails, and a variety of sensors coming from the Internet of Things. To extract value of big data, indeed, the first task is to fetch the data where it is in hardware such as phones or softwares built on databases. Then a second important task is to clean up the data. Incorrect data must be detected, corrected, or eliminated. The most difficult part, of course, must be extraction of knowledge. For text or images, sophisticated techniques using machine learning shall be used to extract knowledge, such as recognizing face in a photo or detecting proper names in a text. These steps of knowledge extraction ultimately involve a transformation of the multitude of scattered information into a homogeneous flow of information, unifying the terminology and linking different demonstrations for the same concept in different sources. Finally, when the data is made usable and searchable, the algorithm can play its role and serve the data analysis with its finding. The analysis of massive data has become unavailable in many fields. However, it raises some important questions. Data are not always reliable. They contain errors, shortfalls. The data can be so large too that despite the intervention of extremely powerful machines and the quality of algorithms that are made better and better every day, sometimes accurate analysis remain out of reach. And is it really possible to give details of millions or billions of operations? Each time we raise a question to a big data analysis, is it so easy to explain the result in a certain and no ambiguous way? It is precisely why big data has proven to have a huge impact on scientific knowledge and its production. For sure, the analysis of massive data generates new questions for scientific field. Big data is reformulating the inductive reasoning and the inductive questioning process in a radical way. From now on, most scientists are called to accumulate data, to observe the patterns that arise from this data, and then to develop their hypotheses from the base. We no longer seek a priori cause of determinants, but on the basis of massive analysis of data, we make the data speak so that we can discover new laws as they were revealed, not such by the data, but the processing of the massive quantity of variety of data. Scientific truth is now supposed to rise its own from the massive church of data, and the traditional process of scientific elaboration as well as the traditional scientific theorization model are in a way deported from the upstream to the downstream. For some, we are entering into a new paradigm of scientific knowledge, and many researchers agree that big data truly offers considerable scope for advancement in their fields. However, the ability to collect and cross-analyze heterogeneous data sources by applying new methods may raise new research questions as much as it promises new discoveries. Astrophysics, biology, and fundamental physics are among the so-called exact sciences, probably the most concerned. But the same is for the social and human sciences, SHS, history, geography, economics, sociology, philosophy, psychology, and of course for law. Some disciplines like economics, history, sociology, and politics sciences have been mobilizing quantitative study and statistics for a long time, yet they are facing the new paradigm too. In fact, SHS are confronted with the two major changes: the explosion of available digital data on the one hand, and the diversification of source on the other. The mobilized computer tools and demand the development of specific techniques, in particular in data analysis. As a result, a new field of transdisciplinarity research called digital humanities is being organized to pool experiment and research using digital technology. More and more information about individuals, companies, and all aspects of the functioning of societies has become available so that we now live in a data-driven world. In this context, the study of flow is for sure no left behind. First, because the study of flow is linking to the other disciplines under the ESH. As a consequence, the production of knowledge in the legal field is bound to involve, since it's not possible to have across a considerable volume of data on the decision of lawyers. Applying these data methods to lawyers is already the case and will be more and more frequently used to generate profile of courts or judges on the basis of the any medical decisions they take in the day or over in a year, depending on the characteristic of the justice system considered. Big data will also have an impact on the strategy of contractors or litigants who will tend to elaborate their arguments and base their behavior on the findings provided by big data analysis. In addition, legal discipline can be affected by the better knowledge of human behavior big data now allows, like refining the assessment of responsibility of individuals in the case in the light of the data available. The processing of big data by more and more sophisticated computers may lead to an increase on the role of intelligent systems in the production of standards and its decision-making. It should be added that the modality of the use of big data itself raises new legal issues such as contractual frameworks, distribution responsibilities of guarantees, and questions of intellectual property, not forgetting legal issues coming from ethics such as principle of governance, trust, transparency, and protection of data. As we can see, the data, once collected, crossed, and analyzed, raise new questions, open up new fields of knowledge for lawyers and the study of law. And this is precisely the contribution of your symposium in Paris today, gathering specialties of an interdisciplinary study of law to assess the impact of big data on the law. We are very honored by the contribution of the Co-Sender Institute to our program. It is of a great value to the discussions that are taking place in Paris today in these very prestigious and accurate papers. So we thank the President of the Senate for the acceptance for this meeting, to divine about the future of law in the digital age. It is probably not a chance, by chance, that the Chicago School is particularly interested in big data. The law and economics movement, like many others, has been influenced by the development of behavioral economics, a discipline in which big data analysis now play a central role. In the study of law, more generally, psychology has become a major concern and a new field of experiment to which answers have been given through the development of big data analytics. To conclude, and before you explore the relations between law and big data, I still have a question in mind that I would like to share with you, a question that goes beyond the impact of big data on the law. This question is about the impact of a big data-made law, as we speak about judge-made law. in our societies, considering the social dimension of flow and the anthropological turn we will face considering the next generation or quantic computers at the service of what new generation of lawyers would they become quantile as well. I'm sure the distinguished panelists and chair, as well as the numerous contributions coming from the floor, will provide useful information and provocative ideas to raise these issues, among others, making this event in Paris today an important date for the international legal community. Thank you for your attention. Good work. And sorry about my awful accent.